Well, hello there, people. Right, let's bring this mic down a little, shall we? Peeps, the patch notes are out. Now, I've had a quick glance through them, and there's a few things that I'm pretty excited about, and there's a lot more that I'm not. And we're going to be hitting up on this, and I'd like to hear your thoughts and feelings on all of this. But let's hit on in. Let's read some more of these patch notes. Let me just jump on over. And podcast mode, boom. Hopefully going to start seeing your live chat coming up the side there in a moment. Yep, cool. So we got Ariel Cuts in the house, Christopher, Dark Lord Zarek, and yes, we've got Enrique Morales Sanchez. Yes. Okay, right, so No Man's Sky Waypoint. Waypoint is the name of this update. Now, I went for Horizons or Odyssey, but, you know, Waypoint's pretty good. I mean, we've had waypoints in game for such a long time. It's like saying, yeah, No Man's Sky stop sign, or No Man's Sky waypoint. But that's what it is. It's No Man's Sky waypoint. Brilliant. Okay, let's. Can I make this a little bit bigger on the screen for you guys that are going to be reading? There we go. Look how big that is. Lovely jubbly. Oh, shall I stick on some music? Let's get some music on the go, shall we? So that's configuration. Let's fire up the Winamp. Yes, we've got the latest of technology on this site. Heck yes, we do. Right, let's shrink this a little. And play. We got some music, people, in the viewerverse. There we go. I'll stick that up there. Right. Oh, bollocks. I just need to turn that down on my PC or I should get some sort of echo. We don't want that, do we? There we go. Right, let's scroll on down. Patch note reading it is. So Waypoint introducing Update 4.0. Access the universe of No Man's Sky from anywhere in Update 4.0. Waypoint launching for the first time on Nintendo Switch and overhauling fundamental elements of gameplay, including game modes, inventory size, and usability. Yeah, usability. Milestones, journey cataloging, and much more. We have ourselves a trailer here. Do you want to watch the trailer? Yes, I hear you say. Okay, well, let's hit the trailer. I've got to mute it, though, because I've put that music in the background, but it has got voiceover lady. I'll tell you what, I give my rendition of what it should say on here. Introducing No Man's Sky Waypoint, where we've added in some visual flair and luminosity to pretty much everything, and where we didn't add luminosity, we've added smoke effects and steam. Thank you, yes, we have. And yes, now the Atlas's points look amazing, and Nintendo Switch players will get their own limited edition ship and multi-tool if you manage to log in before, I think, the 7th of November. Could be wrong on that, but look at these visual elements. Oh my days, they're freaking awesome. See all the lightning, awesomeness. Yes, I could be voiceover man, couldn't I, with this? Yeah, anyways, it's looking quite nice, and yes, they've streamlined things. They've streamlined things massively when it comes to how you use your technology now. Yeah, okay, we'll get to that in a minute on these patch notes, but they've added in a new launch rocket, which I really like. Out of everything in this update, that's my favourite thing. Read into that what you will. That's my favourite thing so far, is the launch rocket. I quite like that as like a little meeting area. It's got a very sort of Colosseum type feel to it, hasn't it? It makes me feel I wish I'd do more of that area. Anyhow, let's scroll on down. Okay, cool. Custom game modes. Tailor every aspect of the game to your unique playstyle with custom game modes. Launch into the action quickly with existing difficulty presets, or tinker with everything from economy, combat, challenge to survival difficulty to perfect your experience. Okay, well, this sounds quite good on the tin, doesn't it? But I'll tell you why it's probably not so good in a moment, in a second. Yeah, okay, and you can. Oh, yeah, let's do that now. So, you fire up permadeath, yeah? You're in permadeath mode, and you want to get yourself the super uber hard to get trophy and platinum the whole of No Man's Sky. Just turn it all the way back down to creative type settings while you're in permadeath, and just frickin' walk in the park it all the way, so it doesn't feel that you've actually earned it, but you know what, you've got it anyway, so who cares? Yes, then just ramp up all your settings and no one knows the difference. Yes, you're only cheating yourself, but it's bound to frickin' happen, but then it makes everybody that has got the platinum trophy feel like, well, that was pointless. Well, it does me anyway. It does me. I just think that these custom settings, maybe they should have limited it to the custom settings mode game only, and not let you tinker about with these settings inside of normal mode or permadeath or survival, unless you've got to the galactic core and actually got all the way through, perhaps, and then maybe all these settings unlock. Otherwise, people are just going to cheat themselves out of having any fun with this, aren't they? If they want to. I know it's a sandbox approach, but I was thinking they were going to gamify this for the Nintendo Switch players, not gamer break it for them. I mean, hit up any mode and just change it to whatever you like. It just feels like they've killed the game. That's kind of how I feel on it anyway. As I said, Looking Glass says Dr. Pong. No, you was wrong. It's Waypoint, mate. yeah, I think we all got that one wrong. Yeah, PD is locked for the most part. Oh, is it? Okay, so they have locked down permadeath. Good. I was kind of worried about that, to be honest, but thank you very much. I haven't logged in as yet, Dark Lord Zerek, but it does say you can change any of your game save settings. So reading this word for word, it didn't read that way. And also, I believe I've seen somebody actually put out there changing like creative mode into permadeath. Jim No Man's Sky, Jim NMS, he's done a video on it, converting creative mode into permadeath. And he assumes that you can do it the other way, but I guess he hasn't tried that. Seamlessly auto-saves. A new continual auto-save system allows you to fully immerse yourself in the journey without ever needing to think about saving your progress. Manual saves remain, giving you full control when needed. I think that might nerf some of the duplication glitches, which again I think adds to the gamifying of the universe. But then do you really need to duplicate things anymore if you can just turn all the frickin' slidery buttons off and everything's frickin' free? Probably not, you know what I mean? So you just go around and buy the stuff you need, turn it all back on again, sell it and get rich. It just feels like people are going to be using those little buttons now to sort of get ahead or jump around, or I don't know. I think if you fire up normal mode, or you fire up survival mode, or you fire up the relaxation mode or permadeath mode, they're locked. I think if you just hit the custom mode, that's when you can tinker around with all those settings. I'm not a fan personally, but you know, we can all play that the way we want, so I can just choose not to touch those, can't I? You know, and then part of me thinks, well, what happens if I join somebody else on normal mode that's then changed all their settings to creative mode? Could they just sort of spanner anything into the universe and give it to me? I don't know. It just feels a bit shallow, a bit hollow. Okay, trade rockets. Load a launch and personal trade rockets to automatically sell things on the Galactic Trade Network. Summon the device from anywhere on a planet's surface, then fire it off to local space stations for profit. I love this. So yeah, if you're picking up a load of ancient bones or your inventory is full, chuck a load of stuff in there you don't need, fire it up into space, get a load of money back. Love it. This I like. This looks freaking great. I like the animations. I like the way it looks. I like its functionality. This has been thought about and I like it a lot. It's very cool. So yeah, like that. Nice object. So it keeps you on the planets for longer, doing exploration. Like it. I'm liking all these visual new upgrades and effects. There still isn't anybody in this kiosk over here though, and I haven't been over to Kronos and spoke to him to see if we can hand in multiples to Kronos, because that'd be freaking awesome if you could. So yeah, need to do a bit of testing on that. But looking at the actual notes further down, I didn't see that one listed, so I don't think it's been done. Now this is where things get a little bit weird for me. Okay, so at the moment, the only place that you can now install ship technology is in the technology area. Kind of makes sense, that, doesn't it, really? The only thing is currently, I've watched Survival Bob playing, and he went to the ship outfitting station, you know, where you scrap your ships and stuff, and he tried applying ship augmentation. He hit the button, nothing happened. He didn't get any more slots added to his ship, and he couldn't change it from cargo to technology. So he couldn't expand the area that he wanted, and when he did try to, it took his money, freaking robbed him, didn't give him a slot. So it feels broken unless there's a new way to gain slots, and they just haven't told the freaking ship scrapping unit that there's a new way to gain slots. So that's a little bit dodgy. At the moment, it doesn't feel that we can actually upgrade our technology on our exosuits or on our ships, and it feels a little bit broken. I've submitted something over to the Zendesk. I sent them Bob's video. And also, you can't install technology in your cargo area. and it doesn't appear to be that there's an expanded cargo area anymore, or like a smuggling cargo area or anything like that. There's nothing. So you've just got cargo and you've got infant and technology. That's it. Technology and cargo. That's all you're getting. And yeah, you can't install anything in here, like I say. But what they've said here, the inventory system has been visually overhauled with new slot designs, backgrounds, icons and more. Item management has been streamlined, with technology and cargo slots now accessible from a single view. Cool, so there's no tabs, so they got rid of the tabs. But now you have to scroll. You scroll down like into infinity on your exosuit. It's freaking mental. There's some more that they mention about the technology streamlining in a bit. Nintendo Switch. Begin your journey from anywhere on Nintendo Switch. Play while on the go, handheld mode, or docked and... We know how a freaking Switch works, thank you. Coolio. Yeah, so there's all the Nintendo Switchy stuff. Lovely jubbly. AMD Fidelity 2.0. Okay, so here's the slider so you can see the difference. This is off. This is on. Yep. Okay. There's a little spot in the tree there that moves. See that? That's freaking amazing. And look, the bird. The bird. Look, it moves the bird. Freaking heck. If you look at the grass, it does give a little bit more depth and a little bit more shine, I suppose. But I myself really struggle to see the difference with this. I don't know about you, but if it's improved frame rate, yes. So that's 60 frames per second, that's 40 frames per second. So apparently it's going to help us reach that frame rate. And I'd imagine it's going to help with things like VR2 and stuff, isn't it? But yeah, lovely jubbly. So hopefully it's going to give us a 60 frame rate as like a constant, which is pretty nice. So yeah. I can't knock it, but the thing is I can't really see the point of them doing this. They should have just left this image out and just gave us this, for fudge's sake. Right, okay, so scrolling down here, this looks pretty damn nice. I do like this ship that Nintendo Switch players can actually claim early. It's very much the same colours as the Joy-Cons either side of the Switch, if that's what you call them. Pretty darn freaking nice. I love all the visual effects that they've added in. Brilliant. Can't wait to see those in game. Right, so a new relaxed preset provides an accessible, laid-back experience of No Man's Sky, perfect for players who want to experience all the facets of gameplay, from story to survival to combat, with reduced danger and minimal grind. Then you log in and you can change all the blinking buttons and do what you like with it. Or at least that's what I'm hearing. Okay, so, well, Dark Lord Zoric says that you can't do that with permadeath, but yeah, which is good to hear, to be fair. Because, yeah, that was slowly starting to niggle me. That's made me feel a little bit better, Mr. Zurich, so thank you. Early adopters on Nintendo Switch can claim their exclusive rewards from the Space Anomaly, connecting to the No Man's Sky server Switch before the 7th of November. They've got a month. To be eligible to collect the Horizon Vector NX Starship and the Infinite Neon Mark Dilly Multi-Tool. So there we go. It's funny how they call it a Vector. Because that hasn't got any vector parts on it. It's a Raza, isn't it? It's a Raza with droid wings. But there we go, and that's what it is. That's what they've named it. Space Anomaly Atmospherics. The bustling Space Anomaly feels deeper and more atmospheric, with a total overhaul of visual effects throughout the anomaly. And I must say, that does look freaking great, doesn't it? They've added loads of plumes of smoke over by Johnny 5 as well. Pretty darn sweet. Yeah, very nice. And the bits in front of Kronos really look cool. Okay, so apparently they've done something to asteroids. Now, I can't understand what they've done to asteroids. We'll get to that in a moment as well. Nearly all difficulty settings can be tweaked and adjusted at any time, so you can continue to refine your gameplay experience during the journey. Players with existing saves can adjust their settings to take advantage of the new survival challenges or simplicity of the relax mode, and continue to change back and forth as they wish. That's what made me think that people could monkey about with permadeath mode and get that freaking trophy, that elusive trophy, and platinum the game lickety split because of that one little paragraph there. I probably misinterpreted it, and that is probably locked down, as Zurich was saying, so cheers for that. No, you can upgrade the tech inventory in space stations. Click on the tech menu and you can upgrade it. Right, Bertie. Well, I watched Survival Bob playing, and he had great difficulty doing that himself. It didn't actually work. So, yeah, and Bob's been playing for a long time. He went over to the exosuit expansion unit, you know, the one that's by the little agent, and he hit that up, and I think he got a slot, but it installed it to his spaceship, not to his exosuit. So I think there could be a bug there. But yeah, watch Survival Bob's video and you'd see what I mean. Anyhow, yeah, derelict freighters are looking freaking lovely with their atmospherics. It's going to be fun running one of those, I think, now, people. It's going to look great. Interacting with damaged drop pods on planet surfaces will now generate a marker and guide mission to assist with the repair process, allowing players to find their way back if they need to gather materials. Drop pods can now be found directly with the exosuit upgrade charts rather than having to feed data inside the signal booster. Okay, so exosuit upgrade charts. Now, because they've reduced our technology to just a single bar on the exosuit of what you can install, you've got to be really careful with what you want to put in there. So I suppose you can put this in there until you've expanded all your slottage, then delete it and put something else in its place. But you know that rocket that you fire up as well? That has to be installed inside of your technology slot area in your exosuit, not in the general area or whatever, because you can only install technology in the technology area. So now it's going to take a vital slot inside of your technology space. So again, it's like, well, what do I want? Do I want that ability, or do I want to be able to double jump or melee strafe jump, or do I want some hazard protection in there? You know, it really does change gameplay and how you actually go about doing this. And you've only got one exosuit at the end of the day, so it's not like you can change it up and mix and match like you can with a multi-tool or spaceship. So yeah, I'm really hoping that we can expand our technology slots inside of our exosuits. Cool. Master Cyberpunk says, can't wait to finish work. Is it out for Xbox yet? I've been told it's out for Xbox. In fact, No Man's Sky Jim, I think he plays on Xbox and he's got it already. So yeah, I think it's out on Xbox. He's done a video. Go check out No Man's Sky Jim. Cool. Twitch campaign. Collect exotics in-game rewards by watching No Man's Sky on Twitch. Sign up and link your platform. Okay, brilliant. So we're going to get Twitch drops. So this I shared out as a little bit of a spoiler tease earlier in a previous video where I showed quite a lot of stuff, including a really gnarly helmet that might be coming to the Quicksilver store. Right, oh, cool. So moving down, we got ourselves some lovely images. Okay, inventory redesign. This is it. So inventory specification has been clarified. Has it? Okay. Upgrades are now confined to technology slots, which is what I've been banging on about, allowing more space for items. Great. But what about our technologies and all of those little stats that we've worried about to get right up to the highest we possibly can, to the 9s? Okay, for items and creating more interesting decisions about which upgrades to use. I suppose it nerfs us and it puts us on an even keel, maybe, with the Sentinels and the worlds that we're exploring. Maybe it's going to add a bit more of a challenge without us having to press a load of buttons and change our challenge for us. So maybe I'm whining about this when really the developers know best and they know how this game works best and they've got the balance right. So maybe it's going to make it more enjoyable and fun to play on a fresh save, which, considering I was thinking about doing a fresh save anyway, it kind of works in my favour just to fire up a relaxing mode and just hammer this one out and see what the balance is like and give it a fair review and fair chance by playing the game rather than reading the patch notes and getting upset, which is kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be hitting this up and running this, but tonight after work, when I finish work, I'm going to be running the Quicksilver weekend mission with Kettle, Wolfie and Bobby, and hopefully we're going to have a multiplayer experience and see what that's like. So join us for that live as well, and we'll also get their thoughts and feelings on the changes on this update. So that'd be fun to actually hear things live, wouldn't it, from other players. To accompany this, inventory capacity has been dramatically expanded. Well, it might be dramatically expanded, but at the moment what I've seen is loads of players just struggling with trying to expand their actual cargo space, with storage increased across all inventories from exosuits to freighters. Now, on the freighters, I've seen that they've massively upgraded the storage containers, but when you go to implement your bulkheads, it takes your bulkheads, it even gives you milestones that pop up and say, yes, you've expanded your freaking inventory space on your freighter, and then nothing happens. You don't get the slots. Again, check out Survival Bob's video, because he does it there. Completely didn't work for him, and that's on PC. I haven't tried this on console. It might not be on all platforms, but yeah, check out Survival Bob's video, because that one shows it to be very broken. And I'm hoping that they come out with a patch very quickly. Now, something that's interesting is you've got these new icons here for the modules. I love those. I think they look freaking gnarly and awesome, don't they? And I don't know what this is. I have no idea what that is. It doesn't tell you what that is. It's just put the image there and it doesn't say what it is. But it just looks like a waypoint marker of some kind, doesn't it? Planetary visual effects. Ancient alien structures and beacons have been visually enhanced with brand new effects. Materials upon activation. Nice. I wonder if jumping on top of them, whether you still hover like 7 feet above them. That's been a thing for a while. When No Man's Sky first came out, knowledge stones used to be really tall. And then they've stuck them into the ground a bit further now, but you can still stand on a hitbox above them all. It's very odd. Hopefully they'll fix that. That'd be nice. I'd like to sit and take a picture of me sitting on a knowledge stone. Might have to try that later. I know, weird things. Why? Because that's me. Cool. Awesome. So I do like these new animations. I do like the new visual effects. And it's nice that they've put synergy across all of them, especially this one, alongside with the Atlas. I mean, look at that with all the freaking lightning and how it despawned. Freaking great. I love it. It's like something out of Doctor Who. Very nice. Okay. Story records. Piece together ancient stories and records. Logs of your journey with new collected knowledge sections and catalogues and guides. Historical fragments, alien lore, crucial story choices, and more will be automatically collated and recorded as you uncover the many secrets hidden throughout the universe. I love this as well. So I like that rocket launcher. Secondly, I like this. I've been saying I would love to have my own mini archives. You know, we've got the colossal archives. I've always wanted like a mini archive for your base, something that you can install and go and actually read all your logs. But now it's actually straight off the freaking menu press. It's better than what I suggested, which I love. I think this is freaking great. So I love doing lore sort of catch-up episodes or speculating around lore. It's like we got Laylaps from the lore, you know, the little sentinel drone. He's now spawned in, and it was nice that that actually appeared inside of game. So more things might start materializing from the lore. So the lore is definitely worth reading into because it might be telling the future of the way the updates might go. Okay, so we've got Commander Keen says, yeah, I want vehicles buffed and to be able to jetpack longer. Well, that's another thing. If we go down a little bit further, they do mention some of that. Not exocrafts, but they talk about the modules for your exosuit in a second. Infantry filters. Categories of inventory items can now be highlighted and quickly located using set filters, making it easier to organize your belongings, which is pretty nice. However, I used to play a game called My Time at Porsche, and on there you had an auto sort. So if you had like kind of chromatic metal on one page and you had it in another inventory space, it would merge them into a single inventory slot, which was great. It'd be nice if they did something like that on here, to be fair, because I'm terrible at inventory management, mainly due to Bobby just filling my inventory up with crud to the point that now I just don't care about my inventory. But there we go. I do love all these sort of players sort of getting around here and gathering. There's some lovely screenshots that they've added into this patch notes. The patch notes are a work of art. They always are. Hello Games, whoever does your patch notes are freaking awesome, and the amount of time that you put into them is freaking great. Crafting trees. The detailed steps for crafting complex products can now be visualized as a tree, allowing explorers to collect and prepare subcomponents in advance. I don't know how you activate that. I don't know how you bring up one of these crafting trees. Craft holographic analyzer. Okay, and there it is up there, and it shows what you need to grab, I guess. Okay, I'm going to have to look into that, delve into it, find out how you access that, because that's going to be very useful, isn't it? That's pretty darn sweet. I mean, that's what I use the No Man's Sky Systems app for, to have it on my device, so I don't have to go into a sub-menu. I can carry on playing and look at that at the same time. If you haven't got the No Man's Sky Systems app, it kind of does this. So yeah, it's freaking awesome. It does a lot more than that, obviously, as well. Rare asteroids. Asteroid fields now contain a range of rare and exotic variants. So I don't know whether that means that they're going to contain rare and exotic items, or whether it just means that there's going to be some very cool colorations to some of these asteroids. I don't know whether they're going to actually, I don't know whether shooting this purple stuff is going to give you something different than if you're shooting the brown stuff or the orange stuff. I think it's just that they've added more variants to the asteroids. I don't know whether there's actual variants to the resource drops. I'm going to have to go shoot a load of asteroids to know for sure, because inside the patch notes it's not 100% clear. Okay, milestone guidance. Journey milestones may now be pinned from the catalogue and guide, providing helpful hints and tips to the mission's log. I do like this new look to the mission's log, and I do like the fact that they've added in an overall journey milestone here as well, so it also keeps track of your actual journey, where all the others, I mean, there's 5 on each of these, so if you hit survival there's the other 5. And it makes sense now, because I think there was only 9 before, but it gave you a reading of 100% at the bottom. It was a bit weird when it really only added up to 90 or something like that. My maths is shite. Yeah, so don't take that as gospel. Another angle at the same sort of image. My new little blokey is going to look very much like this when I'm doing my adventure, apart from he's going to have the normal old backpack rather than that one. Ease of use. A huge number of features have been added or enhanced to improve ease of use across the game. First-person head bob may now be disabled. The maximum number of communication station icons displayed at once has been reduced. Frickin' heck yes! I really wish that there was a filter to filter them out completely so you can turn them off, and also base markers as well. So when you're inside of hubs, it can be very chaotic to find your way around, or if you're during an expedition, even more so, because planets are just covered in freaking comms balls and base markers, and it makes it very difficult to locate or lock onto what you're after. So I really wish they'd add some filters in. Cursor control for players and using the gamepad has been improved. Okay, brilliant. Reticle route targeting for interactions and wiring is now more forgiving and less fiddly. It was in the first place. It then changed, and then now they're changing it back. So that should be under fixes rather than as in a patch note as an enhancement, because it was working great at one point. Okay, cool, lovely. Survival challenges. Hardcore explorers can test their mettle in a new revamped survival mode featuring greater depth of challenges to overcome. That's all good as long as it's actually set to survival mode and you can't just go and set it all the way down to the lower end. In addition to quantitative balancing settings such as fuel consumption and hazard intensity, explorers must take care to repair their technology from damage. Oh, and rely on their own harvesting capabilities rather than shops to acquire key survival resources. Oh, so even the shops don't sell stuff now. You've got to craft stuff in survival mode. That's a bit different, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Steve, give me some good news. Just tuning in, says Clever. Oh, there's some good news amongst all of this. It depends what your opinion is of good news. I mean, there's stuff in here that I really like. Like, I like the launch rocket. I like that. I like the fact that we can store all the story and lore, so I like that. I'm not too sure on all these setting changes, because I've seen people change it in favour of getting harder from creative mode, getting harder, etc. I haven't tried doing it the other way around. Apparently it's greyed out and locked out, so that's pretty cool if that's a thing. But we'll see, we'll see. Space visual effects, holograms, teleporters and space stations, tractor beams have all been given a fresh breath of life with new visual effects. I do like that. That looks freaking ace, doesn't it? How much more immersive does that look? And how cool is this going to be when you're inside PlayStation VR 2 when it launches? Oh, it's going to be freaking nice. In fact, even in PlayStation VR whatever, or any other freaking VR platform that you can play this on right now. Oh, that's going to look cool, isn't it? That's really going to look awesome. And I love all this hologram stuff. Again, that's going to look great in front of you, isn't it, in VR? It's going to look awesome. Not bad. No, not really clever. Yeah, until I get in and play about with the settings, I don't really know. But to be fair, if you don't want to press any of those settings, you don't have to, do you? And it doesn't ruin your game if somebody else goes and claims whatever rewards they want by playing about with those freaking things. And so, yeah, I just think it should be just under the creative mode selection rather than just the custom game mode selection rather than all of them. The catalogue guide and milestones page have been completely reorganised for clarity and ease of use, decluttering the navigational tabs at the top of the pause menu with all information now accessible from the centralised hub. Pretty nice. Yeah, it does look cool. That is very streamlined. I think I'm going to find it a bit cumbersome at first, but I think once I get used to it, I think it's going to be better than the previous layout by a country mile. It's just getting used to it at the start. I think that's it. Yeah, you should never really shy away from change. You should embrace change. The only change that I'm a little bit nervous about as well is the amount of technology that I had inside my general space. And also, the nice thing is though, now inside your technology space you can actually take things out of your technology space, put it back into your general, and then install it into another ship. You couldn't do that before. You had to scrap it and lose it all. So I guess they've balanced it out that way. So it's all swings and roundabouts. So pretty much I think overall I'm actually liking this more than I'm disliking it. Well, that's a given before anything anyway. I think this is a great update, especially for new players that didn't know anything beforehand. So any new players coming into this, I think they've got a more balanced and lovely rounded experience. But has it removed the gamified elements with all those custom settings? It depends how locked down they are. I tell people it's like the change between the Atlas Rises and Next. Okay, Dark Lord Zarek, you see, I see this more as being something like Synthesis. Where Synthesis brought a lot in as sort of like tie-ups to gameplay and things like that. That's how I see this. I don't really see it massively as a jump forwards, but I do like some of these new icons as well. Oh, that's navigational data. The new icon for navigational data is freaking great. At least it doesn't look like a nanite thing now or whatever. It looked very similar to other stuff, didn't it? Cargo bulkhead, multi-tool expansion, expansion unit. Okay, these are pretty cool. Salvage frigate module. That makes a lot more sense. They look a lot nicer. Okay, let's scroll on down, see what else we've got. What the heck's he? Oh, it's a shuttle. Ah, cool. Awesome. Lovely. Okay, I'm going down. Medals. So yeah, you're going to get medals for faction journey milestones. Been made clearer and more visually diverse. They do look lovely, it has to be said. Quality of life. Scanning with the analysis visor has been accelerated, making discovery, especially of fast-moving creatures, more efficient. That's cool. Movement upgrades for the jetpack have been made more powerful. Awesome. Procedurally generated technology models now stack in inventory. Waypoints now highlighted with an icon. Analyst visor. Traveler graves now manifest memory fragments, offering important technology upgrades to aid travelers on their journeys. Well, that's something I'm going to have to start revisiting, is traveler graves then, isn't it? Because I'm wondering what they give you. I mean, are they going to give you some sort of S-class modules or what, you know? That's interesting. I want to see what that's all about. I mean, sadly though, on these patch notes, it doesn't actually show you any sort of examples of what it might give. Yeah, not too sure. Refiner and cooking recipes discovered through the experimentation with the refiner and nutrient processors are now recorded for future reference. That's pretty cool. So it tells you how to make all the different things, even though this picture doesn't show cookery. Okay, alright, fine. New faction milestones. The alien race and guild factions have been issued new sets of challenges to explorers to encourage broader and deeper play experiences. So I'm wondering whether we've got a few new missions up inside the mission agents area. We're going to have to go and check that out. But it says the guild factions. So I don't know whether we got to visit the guild guy in the station or the mission giving agent in the station. And it doesn't really say where you hit up these, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. So again, just going to have to toil about and see if we can work out where those actually are done from. Technology packaging. Installed technologies may now be disassembled into convenient transferable packages. Stash them away in your inventory. Install freshly acquired ship and multi-tool trades with friends to collect the dream loadout. See, I like that. So although that it's been, I mean, look how far this technology block goes now. If you can expand it. If you can expand it, that's not too bad. But at the moment, it seems to be a little bit foobarred and we can't actually get into it. So it's a bit of an odd one. Now, that's a bit of an odd one, people. Right, well, my lunch break is fastly coming to an end. I mean, I did go on to lunch early, but I went late, sorry. And I've got to get myself onto a conference call, so I've got to join that in a second. So, dramatic Atlas encounters, looking pretty darn nice with the visual effects, which we've already gone over. It's mentioned that a few times. This is something I love. This is to name your sails, which a lot of people have been screaming out for years. So I think a lot of people are going to be super happy with that. So that's freaking awesome. Anything else? That's it. We've reached the bottom. This is all the patch notes and all the bits that they've enhanced and all the other stuff. So you might want to scroll through there to see if there's anything else that's quality of life and visual improvements. But I think we've gone over the bulk load of it. I've got to get onto a freaking conference call and I'm late for it by 1 minute now. So goodbye, people in the viewerverse. I'm going to be heading off, but enjoy the update. Although I've read the patch notes and I seemed a little bit down on points, I'm fairly sure once I get in and play this from a fresh save, it's going to balance and it's going to be great. So yeah, that's my thoughts and feelings. I'll do a proper review once I've actually played it for a while, but that's the patch notes. Enjoy. Goodbye all, take care, and sorry I didn't read out all the comments. This was very rushed. Bye bye.